and grandchildren. And we're all so blessed to have a big family. And just, we couldn't have done it without family. So, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope we're making another 50 more years.
Yeah, I want to tell, some of them know the story and some of them don't. You know, when we got married, we just met. We met in January. Didn't know hide and a hair about either one, really, because I was moved in here recently from Anderson. And
If you had it, you would never married me.
but anyway, we had 3 dates and got married. That's 3 dates that he came to my house and picked me up, and we went out. When the night before, I'm gonna tell you this, the night before we got married, I was working, and he was supposed to pick me up at 11 o'clock. Well, he didn't show up. So I called his house, and his mother said, well, he left here, we thought that's what he was gonna do. So in the meantime, I just walked on home, because it's just about 3 houses down the street. And his daddy goes looking for him, and he was out on his bachelor party. That he would run into some of his friends and told them that he was going to get married the next day, so they performed the bachelor party, and he wasn't in any shape to come get me. So, but his daddy had a big broomstick. And Kent was 25 years old. We were going down the road the day we got married, and he kept rubbing his leg like this. And I said, what's the matter with your leg? And he said, well, when Daddy found us last night, I was trying to crawl back in that car, and he warped me with a broomstick. Well, I felt of it, and it was raised up about like that. And it was a big wet when I saw it. I mean, it was black. So he let it happen.
Where's Paul? He had a whack one time with a broomstick too, didn't he?
It was well worth it.
But I also, the next morning after this, his mother calls me. Now, see, I had not been around her, and I met his daddy through the store some, because he was a salesman, and he dropped in and delivered snuff. But I not really ever talked to him. Well, the only time I'd ever really talked to him, I kind of said some bad words to him. Mother had made me a seersucker blue dress with a Peter Pan collar, with a sailor-like collar, and it had a seam down the front. And it, right here, right in the corner, it was kind of pulled, you know, because it didn't have a zipper, you pulled it over your head. So it was kind of tearing in that seam. Well, you know, I'm well blessed, double blessed, triple blessed, or cursed, whatever. But anyway, his daddy comes into the store, and I have this dress on, and he walks up there to me, and he starts to point to my dress like that. And he said, your dress is, and he went like that towards my boobs. Well, I slapped his hand and said a few bad words and told him to get his filthy hands off of me. And this is his daddy. I met before I met him. And but his mother calls me the next morning, and she says, I just want you to know, now we don't approve of the way he does, but he's my son and I love him, but I don't I don't approve of what he does. And said, but I'm going to tell you this, I don't want you going into this blind. I want